Hi everyone, my name is Bethany Reyes. I'm your elite leader, and tonight we're talking about how to share the business opportunity without being pushy and salesy and spammy. And I have so much to share with you guys tonight. Your do's and don'ts. I have 5 different types of wording, and then ways for you to grow your team. Now, this is something that I used to be terrified with. I used to get my palms sweating, my heart running, because I was so scared on what to say, if I was going to be pushy and salesy. And there wasn't really anyone telling me what to do on how to do this. So it was even more scary that I was going to screw it up. Um, but guess what? It got better. It got better with practice. And once I got to a point where I realized I had an amazing gift to give someone, I no longer cared about how scared I was. This business, you guys know a lot of my story, it has completely transformed my life in 4 years. And I would be crazy, I would be selfish to not share this with someone, knowing that this could be something that could transform their life as well. And so, yes, it's amazing to grow and build your team, but it's even more amazing to see how this opportunity can literally change someone's life. And so that is what I hope you guys get from this call, and that you're encouraged to go out there and share this, because there's people waiting for you. There's people that are needing this right now, and they're going to miss out on this opportunity because of fear or because you're not sure what to say, okay? So hopefully you can overcome that fear, get a little bit more confident through this call. So let's get started. Here we go. So the first thing let's talk about is just like the elephant in the room of fear. Okay, I think all of us can say we have that fear when it comes to talking to someone about this opportunity. And we have the fear of them saying no, the fear of them saying no or ignoring us. So the first thing is just a really simple analogy. Think of yourself as a waitress. You're going and you're sharing the opportunity just like you would. You show up at their table and say, hey, would you like to see the drink menu? Would you like to see the dessert menu? Would you like this? Would you like that? You are simply offering them an opportunity for something. You are not making the decision for them. You're not shoving it down their throat, telling them they have to do something. You're providing an opportunity for them to experience something that they can love, right? And so when you think of it that way, if they're saying no to the opportunity. They're not saying no to you. It's never a personal rejection. It's usually them saying, no, you know what? I don't want dessert, I'm full, or I don't want dessert, that's too expensive, or I don't want dessert, I don't like it. So don't allow their no to be a reflection of you, because most times it's not about you. And that's important to remember. It's not about us. It's about the opportunity, and it might not be the right time, and that's okay. Sometimes I have dessert, you guys, and sometimes I don't. It depends on so many different variations of what's going on at the time when I go out to eat. So it's okay if they're not ready for dessert. And the other part to this first note of overcoming fear is your confidence level will dictate the kind of people you sponsor. And this is so important. I have to tell you guys, when I first started, I was super nervous, and I would say my confidence level was like a 4 or 5, if I had to say on a scale of 1 to 10. And so usually if your confidence level is a 4 or 5, you are going to sponsor people that are kidnappers, or people that don't really believe in themselves, or people that aren't really ready for this opportunity. And then they join, and you're getting frustrated because they're kidnappers, or frustrated because they're not doing anything. And that's because you sponsor people that aren't the ideal person for this business. And so your confidence level will dictate the people that you sponsor. It's like, okay, you guys, I've shared my story of like when I asked this guy to prom. He was the most popular guy in school, and he shut me down. Why? Because he was out of my league, And so for me, a lot of times we don't go after the people that we feel are out of our league. The people that are like a 10 and we think they would be best for this are the people that we usually don't go to, because we see ourselves as a 5. And so if you want to sponsor the people that want to do this business and will be great at it, first of all, focus on yourself. Focus on your personal development. Focus on you becoming better, so that when you see someone that is a 10, you have the confidence to do this business, and you have the confidence to share it with them. Just like when I shared hey, do you want to go to prom with me? To the guy that was out of my league. I want you guys to have the confidence to do that. All right. So those are the first two notes. Overcoming your fear and your confidence level are huge. So number two, briefly, you got to figure out who you want. Okay. I love this. This is something I learned recently and it just blew my mind. So I want you to look around your room right now and I want you to look for anything in your room that's pink. Okay, so look at things that are pink. Pink is my favorite color. Pink, pink, pink. There's pink, that's pink. This is pink. What else is pink? Okay, that's pink. Okay, now close your eyes and tell me everything in the room that is green. You're like, oh, boop. Well, you might be able to think of things because it is St. Patrick's Day, but what you focus on, you're going to find. Okay, so if you're focused on the wrong thing, you're not going to find the right thing. So you want to focus on the type of people you want in this business. What does that person look like? How old are they? What do they do for work? Do they have another job? Are they a mom? Are they married? Are they single? Do they have business experience? Do they love makeup? Do they have makeup experience? Do they have sales experience? What kind of personality do they have? What kind of characteristics do they have? Form your ideal business partner. And I did this, and when I did this, I started to attract the people that I wanted. So you can actually like draw a little doll, a little girl, and write in it what you want. For me, I want someone that is self-motivated. I want someone that is passionate about helping other people. I want someone that is married. They don't have to be a mom in my case. I just want someone that's married that is a little bit further on in their life journey than, maybe a college student. A college student is not my ideal business partner. I'm looking for someone between the ages of 25 and 45 or 25 and 40-ish. I'm looking for someone that has sales experience. I'm looking for someone that likes makeup, but they don't need to be a makeup expert, in my personal opinion of who I'm looking for. I'm looking for someone that is a leader. I'm looking for someone that wants to go to convention. I'm looking for someone that wants to go to the top. I'm looking for someone that is a learner and someone that is plugged in and wants to become better, spends time on personal development. So think of who you want, okay, your ideal person, so that when you see pink, hey, that's pink. That's it. That's the person I want. Okay. And this does have science to back it up. It's called your reticular activating system, where your brain actually filters out information that it finds not important. So when you start to tell your brain this is important, it will start to actually become more aware of it. So if you've ever maybe you bought a new car and you thought your car was so awesome, and then you started seeing that car everywhere, that's because your reticular activating system started to tell you this is important. And so it stopped filtering it, and then it became more obvious. So if you become more aware of what you're looking for, your brain is actually going to help you find those people. Isn't that so crazy? Our brain is so weird. So when you become clear on what you're looking for, you're going to be more clear on finding it, which is awesome. So figure out who your ideal person is. Who are you looking for? Write those things down. Now, it's not saying that we're not going to take the people that come to this business, but you want to look for that ideal person that would be the best person to do this business with. Okay? All right. So those were your first two notes. Third, let's talk about what not to do. We got to fix some things before we give you some good things, right? So number one, when you're talking to people, don't go straight into a sales pitch, okay? Of trying to sell to them or give them your link or anything like that, okay? So don't go into a sales pitch right away, especially if it's the person that you just became friends with and you've never talked to them before, okay? Now, I will show you how to talk with a stranger, but ideally, you don't want to just friend request someone and then go right into your sales pitch hey, blah, 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 okay? Number two, don't send your link, okay? I never send my link until it's the very end and they're ready to go and they're ready for me to walk them through it. Three, don't just copy and paste messages. I know I give you guys wording and ideas, but that's how I see it. When I first started my upline, they wrote messages and a lot of time they said, eek, like EEEK in their messages. And I used to just copy and paste it because I didn't know what else to say, but it wasn't me. And I never say that ever. Okay. And so I've changed it to where I say it how I say it. Some people don't say, hey girl. I like to say girl. And so you want to make sure that you take the message, but then you make sure it would sound like you. So maybe say it out loud and see, would I ever say it like that? Okay. Number 4, don't say join my team. Don't say join my team. Don't post join my team. Because when you say that, guess what? You're like, basically it sounds like, hey, I want you to do this for me, like join my team. Okay. Just throw that out. Throw out, are you interested? Don't say interested. I just hate that word. Throw that out. Can you help me? Now, there's only one instance you can use that, and I'll show you how to do it, but you don't want to say, can you help me, join my team? I'm looking for one more person to join my team to help me reach my goal. Like, no. Okay. Another one is, I need to grow my business, so I need you to join so that I can. Notice how it's all about you. Like, no. Like, when people see that, they always automatically are like, okay, because it sounds like it's just about you. This opportunity is not about you, it's about them, right? And we don't earn anything for someone to join, to sign up and just buy the kit, right? So it's not about them at all. It's not about us at all. It's about them and how this business can help them. Right? Number 8, don't word vomit. Okay. This is something I did a lot when I first started. You get excited and you just want to tell them everything. So like they say, yeah, they're open to hearing about it. And you say, awesome. So the founders are so awesome. It's Derek and Melanie. They started this 6 years ago and they have an amazing Unique Foundation. And the Unique Foundation is for survivors of childhood sexual abuse. And you earn 20% and you get paid 3 hours after every order. And they also have vacation and it's amazing. I can stay home with my kids. And oh, I forgot we have online training. And then our team is called True Beauty Squad. And when we like, no, okay? Don't word vomit because that's going to scare people. Okay? So you want it to be like a tennis match where you send tops. Like, let's say you're sending a message, tops 4 sentences. So that's like a paragraph. That's it. If you have to send more than that, that's too much. Or if you're sending voice messages, 1 minute. If it's more than 1 minute, you're saying too much. Okay? Number 9, don't post images that say, join my team. And I'm going to show you guys an example because I did this a lot when I first started and I just wish someone had told me not to do stuff like this. So, hold on. Let me see if I can share this. Let me go back here and share this again. Okay, here we go. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. Don't do this, please. If I can help you not do this, it would be the best. Okay, let me see if I can make me small. Okay, this one, don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do this. Nope. 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 Okay, all of these are no bueno. Why? Because they look so spammy and salesy. It's just a graphic. Never ever do stuff like that. That says you can't afford makeup, book a party. Can't afford makeup, join my team. No, it's not personal. Okay. So if you want to post about the opportunity, post your story, post your experience, post something about you and how this business has affected you for the better. That's how you can share the opportunity, not by saying, join my team, I get paid, 3 hours later or anything like that. Okay. Now you can say I get paid 3 hours later with a picture of you super excited. Okay. That is a lot more personal. All right, so the very last thing, number 10, don't sell the kit. Like I said, we don't earn anything when we sell the kit. We don't earn anything. So don't sell the kit. If you have someone and you're trying to hook them up with a great deal, sell them a collection. But don't sell them a kit, because if you sell someone a kit, you have a kit napper, which means they're just in it to steal the kit for the discount and run. And a lot of people, they get really frustrated that someone signs up for the kit and they're like, this person's not doing the business. They didn't sign up for the business. You sold them a product. You didn't sell them the business. So don't sell the kit unless you want people that are in it for just the kit. Now, kidnappers can change their mind all the time, but if you go into it with the thought process of you're selling a kit, that's what you're going to attract. That's what you're going to get. So don't go into it with that. Now, I have people that sign up for the kit and then they change their mind, but I didn't go after them saying buy the kit. They just decided to do it all on their own, and I'm not going to say no. Like, you can obviously do it if you want. Okay, so I'm going to share with you guys what to do. Now you have your 10 of what not to do. Let's talk about what to do. Okay, you guys ready? So this is the very, very simple way of sharing the opportunity. I want you to write this down. Okay, ask a question, share your story, use the video, ask the questions. Okay, I'm going to do it again. Ask the question, share your story, use the video, ask the questions. That's it, those 4. Okay, so I'm going to break it down. The first thing is ask the question. So the first initial thing when you start the conversation about the opportunity is you have to ask the question if they're open to it, right? If they've thought about it, if they're open to it. That's the first thing, is asking and starting the conversation through that. Okay, so number 1, this is how you can do it with a hostess. So if you have a hostess, write this down. Number 1, this is how you can do it with a hostess. Hey, Susie. Okay, I'm going to just use Susie because I don't think we have, yeah, we do have a Susie on our team. Never mind. Hey, Susie, I had a thought today, and I know you're going to think I'm crazy. Okay, so basically you can just say, hey, I was thinking about something. I know you're going to think it's crazy, but I think you would love doing what I do. If you grab the kit now, you can earn the commission and rewards from your beauty class. I'm going to share how they do that. Hold on. If you grab the kit now, you can earn the commission and rewards from your beauty class. Plus, your friends are way more likely to support you than a stranger. Me. Okay. Have you ever thought about it? Now, this one can almost err on the side of selling the kit, but if she is open to it and like trying to sell in her party herself, then it can also turn into the business. So basically you're just telling her, hey, I thought of something, it's crazy, but have you ever thought, I think you would love doing what I do. If you grab the kit, you can earn commission and the hostess rewards from your beauty class. Plus, I'm sure your friends want to support you more than me. I'm a stranger danger. Have you ever thought about it? Okay. So what happens is I share this with my hostess because if someone already agreed to a party, they have their foot in the door where they've already showed you that they are interested in more. So usually I'll message them towards the beginning of their party before they get a lot of sales. Because if they sign up after the sales, those sales don't count to them. They'll still count to you because it's before they signed up. So how they earn commission and the rewards is they sign up, and then the party link, like the shopping link, they create a one that is under their presenter name. So then you change the party link to one that goes to them. So now their friends, when their friends order, they'll earn the commission and they'll earn the hostess rewards if the party qualifies. You see what I'm saying? So that's a really great way to share with someone. Okay, so that was number 1 way. Number 2 is with a friend. Okay, so there's a few ways. This is if you're brand new. So if you're still new, you can say, hey, Susie, I just started my own beauty business and I'm so excited. Or you can say, I started my beauty business a few months ago and I love it. You are one of the first people that came to my mind. You have always been super supportive, and I'm still learning how to do all this. Can I practice sharing this business with you? Okay, that's it. And you guys can listen back to this to write it down because I know we don't have a lot of time, okay? So if you have been in this business longer than a few weeks, you can obviously go in and say, hey, Susie, I know you've seen me do this beauty business and I'm still fairly new to it. I'm trying to learn all the ins and outs of how to do this. And I just learned how to share my story with others. Can I practice sharing my story with you and you give me some feedback? You know, so that's another really great way if it's, you know, a few months in. Okay. Number 3 is a way you can share it with your ideal business partner. So, your ideal business partner is sometimes someone you're afraid of. I've been there, okay? So there's a few ways that you can word it. So, hey, Susie, this is probably going to sound crazy. Hold on, Victor's coming in. This is probably going to sound crazy, but your profile keeps popping up on my newsfeed, and I felt like I had to message you. Or sometimes I say, oh man, this is probably gonna sound crazy, and I've actually been super nervous to reach out to you, but your profile keeps popping up in my newsfeed, and I felt like it was fate, like I had to message you. I think you would love being a part of this beauty business, or I think you would love doing this beauty business with me. And then you can give her an honest compliment. Like, first of all, you can say something like, I can tell that you're such a caring person and you inspire so many people around you, including myself. I really think you would love being a part of this beauty business as an avenue to help more women. Have you ever thought about it? Okay, so you can say something like that. So the first step is crazy, okay, confidence and compliment. So this is going to sound super crazy, and I've just been nervous to reach out to you, but I feel like I had to message you because I think you would be great at this. I think this would be something you would really love. Just by looking at your profile, I can tell you have such a huge heart for people. You love helping others, and I can tell you're a mom and you want the best for your kids. I just feel like you would excel at this a lot. I feel like you'd do amazing at this. Have you ever thought about it? Crazy, compliment, confidence, or crazy, confidence, compliment. It doesn't matter. It's the 3 C's. So that's what I use for my ideal business partner that I'm maybe nervous to talk to. Okay. Number 4 is with a customer. So when you're messaging a customer and you follow up with them, I think I did this with Alexandra. Alexandra, I think I did this with you. I followed up with her and I was like, hey, do you love your stuff? And I think she's like, oh my gosh, I love this Splash liquid lipstick. It's amazing. And I was like, girl, why are you not doing this with me? And she's like, I don't know, like maybe. Okay, so you can message your customer to follow up. If she says she loves it, then you need to say, hey, why aren't you doing this with me? Or have you ever thought about doing this with me? No, another thing that you could do is be like, okay, stop giving me your money, and why don't you just do this with me? Okay, so I don't want your money anymore. If you love it, you should just do this with me. Okay, so that's a customer. Super simple. Why aren't you doing this with me? Have you ever thought about doing this with me? Super simple. Okay, and the last one, this one's a little bit harder. This is a stranger danger. So this is a little bit more on the cold side. I have done these before. The reason why I have done cold messages is because I've established myself where a lot of people know me and they know what I do. Okay, so this doesn't go over very well. Like when I first started, it didn't go over very well because people didn't really know what I did. But now it's a little bit more obvious that people know what I do. So if you have never talked about your business on your personal profile ever in your entire life, you might not want to use this approach. But if you've been very open about your journey, then this could go well for you. Okay. So with a stranger, this is how you can do it with them. So you want to reach out to them. There's 2 ways. Okay. There's a 2-way that you can really reach out to these people. So first of all, you want to stalk them. Okay, stalk their Facebook, see if you have any common interests, if you have anything that you guys could relate to each other. Where do they live? What do they do? Is there something in common? See if there's any way that you can relate to them. You know, find a commonality, because guess what? If you can relate to them, then you've created rapport with them, and they're way more likely to listen to you. And even giving them a genuine compliment. Don't copy and paste a compliment. Like, girls, your selfies are gorgeous. You should just do this, okay? Like, genuine compliment. Try to think something, okay? So there's a few ways, okay? So you can reach out to them and you can say, hey, Becca, I've been seeing your stuff on Facebook, and I feel like we would have a lot in common. I just love your passion to help others and your faith in God. Like, obviously, that's a huge part of my life too. And I would love to get to know you better. But first, I'm a little bit curious. Okay, so I would say, but first I'm a little bit curious if you are the least bit open to me sharing my story with you of how I got started in this beauty business. Okay, so I don't know if Becca would say yes to me or not, but, I said, hey, Becca, I've been seeing your stuff on Facebook. I feel like we have a lot in common. If you're a mom, you could say, I see you have 3 kiddos. I have 3 kiddos too. And if you want, you could stop it there, But this is one thing I've learned. This is actually from one of the top leaders. And she said, sometimes if you like start and you're like, if this is the first person you just met and you're like talking about, you know, their kids, and then all of a sudden you're like, what about the business? It almost makes it seem a little bit sleazy. Like you're just trying to get to the point of that. And so sometimes if you start with it right away and then you take it to the relationship, if they say no, it doesn't seem, you know what I'm saying? Like people don't feel like you're just talking to them for it. But if you like, okay, for example, if they say, hey, are you open to me sharing my story with you? And they say no, you say, okay, no worries. So, you know, how old are your kiddos? What are you guys doing? What is your favorite way to like spend the day with them? Then you can just go right into a relationship. You see what I'm saying? So let's do this one again. Okay, so let's say I reach out to Candace and I say, hey Candace, I've been seeing your stuff on Facebook, and I just feel like we have so much in common. We both live in the same area, and I noticed that you do this and this and this. I do that too. I would love to get to know you better. But first, I am a little bit curious. Are you the least bit open to me sharing my story with you about how I got started in this beauty business? Are you open? That's a key part. I'm curious. Are you open to me sharing my story? Now, if you're not confident in your story, you can say, I'm curious. Are you open to me sharing a short video about what I do? You can share the opportunity video. Are you open to checking out a video about my beauty business? Okay. So are you open? And if they say they're not open, then you go straight to the relationship, okay? And you revert to getting to know them so that they know they're not just a meal ticket. You genuinely want a relationship. You genuinely care about them, okay? If they say no, don't just ghost them, okay? Please don't be that person. Be real and think of them beyond just like them signing up, okay? Now here's a quick side tip, okay? So if you're catching up with someone that's like an old friend and you've reached out to them and say, hey girl, I've noticed that you guys moved to this thing, how's everything going? And you talk back and forth a little bit. Here's kind of a way to, this is not a cold message. This is someone that you've had a relationship with before and you're just reconnecting. So once you've kind of gone back and forth, you can say, hey, listen, okay? Hey, listen. I absolutely love that you're blah, 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 that you're doing this and this, or that you moved and you're loving your new life or whatever. The reason I wanted to connect with you is, I'm working on sharing my story with other people, and I would love to be able to practice on you. Would you be open to me sharing the story of how I got started in all of this? So you want to say, hey, listen, I love that you're doing this, this, and this, and this. The reason I wanted to connect with you is this. The reason I want to connect with you is, I'm working on growing my business in the Houston area, and I thought about you. Would you be open to the idea of a side income if it didn't interfere with what you're already doing? Would you be open to making an income from home? Okay, so, all right, that was a lot of stuff, wasn't it? All right, so that is just your first part, 5 different ways. Do you guys feel a little bit more confident? You have like 5 different ideas of how to do this. You have your hostess, you have a friend, you have an ideal business partner, you have a customer, and then you have that cold stranger danger. They're not a danger, but you know. Okay, so you share the business with them, okay? And then guess what? The next is you share your story. Now, if you're not ready for this part, it is okay. Okay. I don't think I would be able to do this like the first 2 weeks of starting. So it's okay if you don't know your story. You want to go watch Eric Worre's training on how to share your story if you haven't already. If you're a new presenter, that's a part of your 7-day checklist, I believe, or your 30-day checklist. Go onto your website. There's Eric Worre's training, and you want to make sure that you go listen to how to share your story. I'm not going to go over that in this call on how to share your story, because we did a call on that like 3 or 4 weeks ago. So we did a call on that. You can go watch that, or you can watch the training from Eric Worre. Okay, so you asked the question, And then let's say they're open to it. Let's say, yeah, they have thought about it. Then after they say they have thought about it or they're open to it, you say, okay, awesome. Would you be open to me sharing my story with you? Okay. And then they say yes. And then you share your story and ask them what part did they relate to in your story. Now, if you are skipping your story, you're not ready to do it, they say yes. They've thought about it. They say yes. They're open to listening to what you have to say. Say, great. If I sent you a short video that explains more of what I do, would you check it out? Would you? Don't say, would you watch this video? Or don't say, hey, I'm going to send a video. Okay. If I sent you a short video about what I do, would you check it out? They say yes. Okay. And then you say, what time? I don't know about you, but we are busy people. And I know a lot of you guys are moms. You can't watch a video on the drop of a dime. You need to schedule that, okay? So think about that for these people too, is ask them what time works best. It's about 5 minutes. When would work best for you? Okay, so if I send a video about what I do, would you check it out? Yes. What time? 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock, you send them the video. They watch the video. You set a timer on your phone. I do this because I get so busy. I go to my phone. I set a 10-minute timer. Okay, I set the 10-minute timer because you guys know we get crazy. We could forget stuff. And then I message her and I say, hey, did you get a chance to watch it? She says yes, hopefully. If not, you say, okay, I'm going to check back in another 10 minutes, whatever. She says yes. And then you say, great. What was your favorite part? What did you like best? Okay. And then from there, she'll let you know what she liked best. Okay. So after she tells you what she liked best, there are a few ways you can do this. I have been using Eric Worre's training on how to ask questions. And I can show you guys where to find that video. So the 2 videos you need to watch after this that are going to blow your mind. But if you're not ready for that either, you can just say, what questions do you have? I never say, do you have questions? Because that's a yes or no answer. You want to say, what questions do you have? And that opens it up to her saying what questions she has. Remember, don't word vomit. Okay? So when someone says they have a question, I will do a voice message 1 minute so that I'm constraining myself to not word vomit. Okay? So remember, they ask a question, constrain it to 1 minute, and then you always end with, what other questions do you have? What other questions do you have? Okay? So you always want to end it with a question. Write down, always end with question. Or you might not get an answer ever. And then once you get to the very end, you ask them, this is the golden ticket question. Are you ready to get started? Are you ready to get started? Don't be afraid to ask it. If they're not ready, it's okay. So after I ask them, are they ready to get started? They say yes. I say, great. Is now a good time for me to walk you through it? Don't just send them the link. They said yes. You're like, here's my link. Sign up. Okay. They might say they're ready to get started, but not right then. And then, maybe it's 2 weeks from now when they have payday that they expect to get started. And then it's awkward to kind of figure out how to follow up and all that stuff. Okay. So ask them, is now a good time? They say, no, actually payday. And I'm like, when is payday? Friday. What time Friday? When do you like to do it? This time, message them Friday. Hey, are you ready to get started? Hey, would you like me to walk you through it? Okay. So that is the gist of the format. Now, here is the important thing, you guys. People are going to object. Okay. People are going to give you objections. They're going to tell you why they can't do it. If someone doesn't object, that is very, very rare. So a lot of you guys, someone objects to why they can't do this and you accept it and you're like, oh, they said no. No. Okay. People don't want to play easy. Have you heard play hard to get? People play hard to get in this business. Becca knows. She played hard to get. No, but people play hard to get in this business. They don't want to be easy. They don't want to seem easy. And so they're going to give you at least one objection why they can't do this. At least one, maybe 2, maybe 3. Okay. So a lot of people object and a lot of people say, well, I'm just not a salesperson. I'm not good at selling. Or they've done it before. I'm just not a salesperson. This is how you respond. Feel, felt, found. Write it down. Feel, felt, found. You know what, Becca? I totally understand how you feel. I felt the same way when I was thinking about doing this because I hate being sold to. I hate being salesy, and I don't like that feeling of someone trying to sell to me. And I didn't want to have to do that on Facebook with my friends. But what I realized, it only took her 5 months. But what I realized is that there's a way to do this business without being salesy. I like to think of it as like sharing what I love, like I would with my best friend. So when I find something I love, I'm going to text my best friend and say, oh my gosh, I love this. It's amazing. And so I focus on sharing what I love versus trying to sell people on it. And that has worked for me. So if I could show you how to share this business instead of sell, do you think you would be open to the idea of doing this with me? Okay. So you always say feel, felt, found. So you share your story. So someone says, I don't have time. Okay. Now, if you have a lot of time, maybe you're not the best example. So I would use feel, felt, found. Okay. So I would say, hey, Jennifer, I understand how you feel. My friend Jasmine felt the same way. When I was talking to her about this business, she wasn't sure about doing it because she has, 500 kids and she works a full-time job and she does a bajillion activities outside the home and she's this and this and this. And so she didn't think she was going to have time either. But what she realized, remember found, what she realized was it's all on social media, which means it's super flexible to work around her family and her busy schedule. And she could literally make that income from her cell phone running errands throughout the day. What other questions do you have? Okay. Or, if you haven't shared the video, would you be open to watching a video about what I do? Okay. So I get it. I know how you feel. People want to know that you don't fight with them, relate to them. I know how you feel. I felt the same way. Or if you didn't feel the same way, refer to someone else on our team that you know. Like I can't relate to a mom. Okay? I can't relate to how a mom feels. So when someone says that, I relate to another mom on our team. So I like to use Yolanda. She's not on because Sunday nights, she's a pastor's wife. And I know I told Becca about Yolanda before because they're very similar. I said, hey, I get it. My friend Yolanda, she felt the same way. She has 4 kids. She's a pastor's wife and she's in charge of all the volunteers at her church. And so for her, she doesn't have a lot of time. So she wants to make sure that whatever she puts, whatever she decides to do, that it's worth her time and it's worth, any time that she is focusing on something else. But what she realized is this is all in social media. It's super flexible and easy for her to find a way to work it around her schedule and life since she can do it from her cell phone. What other questions do you have for me? And when I do this, I use voice messenger because I want the person to feel that I'm being real, right? Because sometimes when you text it, people can feel that you're just copying and pasting. But when you voice message, they know that you're not just copying and pasting an answer, but you're being real with them, right? So the very last thing is I'm going to show you guys some training. I hope we're almost out of time. So I'm going to start a new call and I'm going to show you guys some extra resources to plug it into and answer any questions for you guys. But that is just the gist of it. It's very simple, okay? Remember, very simple. Ask the question, share your story, use the video, ask the question. If you need the video, let me know. I'll send it to you. And if you're not ready for sharing your story, you can definitely just do those 3. But ask the question, share your story, use the video, ask the questions. So we're going to hop on the same link and I'm going to share with you guys the resources of where to find the post